Why did you make this movie, Hating Breitbart?
Well, actually I was just attracted to what was happening with the fight that Andrew Breitbart was involved in. I'd been on the ground covering protests, and when the Tea Party started, I started covering the Tea Party, and I saw that there was this huge disconnect between how the media was being portraying the Tea Party and what the reality was on the ground. And so I was really interested in the subject of this disconnect between them. Now along comes Andrew Breitbart, and he was the human embodiment of this disconnection. Andrew Breitbart was portrayed in the media as racist, as a raging conservative who just hated women and hated black people. Couldn't have been any further from the truth. The disconnect between the reality on the ground of Andrew Breitbart and the reality of Andrew Breitbart was mirroring exactly what I saw in the Tea Party, and their fights were intertwined. And so I just basically came to the conclusion, wow, if I want to tell the story of what the media is doing here, if I want to tell the story of this movement, Andrew Breitbart is the path to do it. He personifies the story unfolding in these other ways. So that was the main attraction in filming him.
Was Breitbart, you think, the poster boy for these ad hominem attacks on conservative arguments?
He certainly became it. He became a center of gravity for attacking the conservative movement. He became a very easy and reliable target, which is what the left is in the business of: picking targets, freezing them, and attacking them in their Alinsky school of thought. So I think he definitely did, but I think that there have been plenty of others. David Horowitz is another example. Michelle Malkin is another example. People that they will, Ann Coulter, people that they, Rush Limbaugh, I could go on and on. I mean, people that they pick to freeze and attack and vilify any idea of conservatism, or I think they're attacking anybody who isn't progressive. So it isn't even just about conservatism anymore. Look at what they've done to the Koch brothers. The Koch brothers, they've vilified them as these raging off the hook conservatives. They're not even conservative. They're libertarian.
Is that right?
They're libertarian. So to be libertarian is now racist and evil. I mean, it's a war against anybody who's not progressive.
What happened with the distribution of Hating Breitbart? How come it's only been seen in such limited release?
Well, first of all, any documentary is lucky to get to theatrical at all. So we were very thankful. Not only did we have theatrical, we had 2 theatrical releases. We released the R-rated version first, and then several months later we released the PG-13 rated version. So that in that respect, we feel very lucky that we had, like I said, any documentary filmmaker, you feel lucky that you got any screen time in a theater at all. We are distributed through a company called Freestyle. They'll be really happy that I had to think about that for a second. Freestyle Distribution. They put us into Amazon, iTunes, on demand. You can even stream us from YouTube. You can rent the film and stream it from YouTube. So, and you can go to hatingbreitbart.com and get it there. I have to say that. So I think we've been very lucky. Hating Breitbart is a counter-narrative film, and most stories that are counter-narrative, Runaway Slave is another example. There are a number of them. They face a tremendous amount of resistance in the industry. The industry is really in the business of presenting and propagating the accepted narratives, progressive narratives, and things that contravene that are not really very welcome. And so, to create an anti-narrative film in that respect and get any attention at all, we were just very lucky and thrilled.